Hey, can y'all hear me? So I'm on my phone and I'm trying to log back into StreamYard on my computer, and I get a notification saying that my computer may be trying to be hacked. So yeah, so I can't, let me see if it'll let me back in. It is saying that my computer may be being hacked. So I don't know if it was what I was talking about that maybe upset somebody. I don't know. And it won't let me back in my computer, y'all. So this is the first time I've ever done this on my phone. I didn't even know I could really do it. So I wonder if we should just go back over everything all over again. What do you think? Or should I just finish up? Because I think this is just important. I know. It makes me wonder, like, did I tick somebody off by talking about this? I mean, is that possible? I'm not techie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. Uh, y'all know that well. So I don't know what to think about that. It won't let me back on StreamYard on my computer. Oh. So I don't know what to think. So, Do or Diddy, are you just getting in here? Hey, Jane. You are? Okay. Well, do y'all want me to go back over everything so that we can talk about this again? Or, I mean, do y'all mind listening to it again? Because I think it's important. Y'all just, I don't. I don't have any antivirus software. Hey, geez, Louise. No, I don't, because I've never really done anything except like, pictures of the kids or whatever, I never really did anything on my computer, but I might need to get some software, honestly. Really need a new computer. This is well, that's you I wonder, Do or did I strike a nerve on somebody? And I know there's a lot of techie people out there and can hack into your computer. I don't know how to do that. Wouldn't even know where to start, but that's the first thing that went through my mind, especially when I tried to log back in and it said it's an unsecured something. Somebody may be trying to hack your computer is exactly what it said, something like that. I don't know, but we're going to talk about this, especially now. I'm going to go back over it all again. If y'all want to, come back later or whatever, that's fine. And just listen to the end, because I'm going to go over the whole thing, because I'll delete the other one and we'll just do it from here. I mean, so what we're talking about is not readoption. Do RD, I just see, I'm kind of naive to that. Like, I mean, I don't, why? Why do people, okay, so I can still post y'all stuff too. Cool. Okay. Gonna have to get something though. No, this is not international. This is in the United States. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I didn't know this was going on. It's mind blowing. So people are adopting children. Okay. And like I said before, there's 100 and let me look. I got notes. So because I wanted to make sure I covered stuff. So there's 130,000 adoptions a year. Okay. No, this is happening in the United States, Jane. in the United States, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. But 27,000 of those adoptions are being dissolved. The parents are bringing them back to legally through the government to rehome them or whatever you want to call it. But there's no, it's not just children overseas. It's children right here in the United States. Once a parent adopts, there are websites on the internet. There's Facebook. People have there's different kinds of websites. There's Facebook. There's been advertisements on Craigslist and things like that too. Oh, it's all over. It's all over the internet. I had no idea, but all you got to do is type it in. But there is a legal way to do this, but there's this other way that people are going about it and taking it upon themselves to find other homes for these children they don't want anymore. And like I said, they're given information like, their likes, their dislikes, their behavior, what they're good at, what their shortcomings are. U.S. adoptions from children overseas. No, it's adoptions here within the United States as well. And yes, people are adopting across seas, and this is happening to them too. So it's just something is happening. And like I said, they're literally, hey, Brenda, Sasha, I think I did get hacked because my computer shut down. I can't get back into my StreamYard, and it says that I'm possibly being hacked. So, well, okay, so I'm gonna go back over all of it because I don't know if it hit a nerve or what, but it's something that's got to be talked about because this is really going on. So I was telling you that they actually have like these auctions, and they will put makeup on the kids' blemishes or whatever, and there'll be people on both sides. Yeah. I know. So, but we got to talk about this, y'all. We just got to. So they've got people on both sides, and there's a woman standing, or a man, or whatever. It is sick, Sasha. They're standing with a microphone with a bio of the children with their photo, and they call each child in one by one, and they walk them down the aisle. They walk down the aisle themselves, like in a fashion show, and back up, and they're like, and people are clapping, and they're eating snacks and stuff, and these children are literally trying to sell themselves. And if a child gets chosen, they have 15 days for a trial period with these people. 15 days. And some are getting caught, but it's not regulated. This is not being regulated at all. If they go through the proper channels, then there's some regulation there. But parents are taking it upon themselves to find other people. It is other people to take over when they don't feel like they want to do this anymore. And I told a story about a former teacher. His name's Tom. He never had any children, and he was actually at one of these auctions. And he picked a 14-year-old boy, just like played the piano, smart, He's very talented. And the little boy was, he told the reporters that all he's ever wanted in his whole life was to be a part of a family. That's all he's ever wanted. And so, he talked, Tom and Frank is the boy, they interviewed and they talked and things like that. And he's like, but Tom tells the interviewee that if it works, great. And if it doesn't, there's nothing. Can y'all hear me? Then there's nothing lost. So, Frank was really excited and he was literally glowing. And I'll post the pictures. Like I said, I'll post everything and I'll do a commentary with it so that y'all know who I'm talking about. And so my earbuds went dead. I don't know what's going on. It's like the whole universe is against me right now. But did he? So he takes Frank home, right? And he's excited. He's just tickled pink. And after 6 months, Tom brought him back and decided that it wasn't working for him. And then this little boy's all alone again. He never, yes, it is. It's a market. Yep. And so this little boy, he's gone. These aren't pets. Pets are treated better than these children are being treated. And they're just being passed from one family to another. And like I said, people are advertising on Facebook. And, they've, in Facebook, I said, had banned gun trade, selling animals, but they're allowing children to literally be passed off and traded from one family to another. I can't, it's mind-blowing. When I started reading into this, I was like, this can't be happening, but it is really happening. You can go on the internet and there's all kinds of websites and you can just scroll child after child after child after child with their bios. And these people, these little kids, they just want to be part of a family. And what bothers, well, all of this bothers me, but these people are like trying these kids out like a pair of shoes to see if they fit and meet their expectations. And if they decide they don't want that anymore, or that child, they just send them somewhere else. And it's a pedophile's online shopping cart. And I don't know how else to say it, because this is happening and people are being, I know if y'all were in here before my other live got interrupted, you'll already know this, but these children are not objects. They are people. They're children that have been given up by their birth parents for one reason or another. If it's drugs, if it's just abuse, whatever, they've already lost that, and they go into the system, and you can imagine how excited, oh, this person wants me, like, yes. And you don't try out children. If you're going to adopt a child, you adopt the child and you're in it for the long haul. These children are going to come with problems, and it's okay. And you need to be aware of that. And that's fine. You take them to counseling. You don't toss them off to the side or say, hey, I'm going to go drop you over here and not even tell you that I'm doing it, because that's happening. These kids have been rejected all their life. All their life. And now they get into, exactly, they get into a new home, and they don't know what they're going into. They're scared just going into a new home. I read stories about this one lady. She raised this little boy till he was like 12. This one couple. He ended up at this home that I'm going to be telling you about in a minute. And he was shocked. And he managed to get out. He ended up leaving just a couple days and went and stayed with an old friend in the state that he came from. And you just love them, right, Tennessee? You love them. You don't use them. You know, it's like they've been through enough. They don't need to have anything else added on them. I mean, this is just extreme. Extreme. They need to feel loved. They need to feel important. They need to be made to feel relevant and important. Not like they can be replaced. And kids should not be being paraded around in front of adults while they are trying to look super cute. So, will you love me? It's disgusting. Oh, you know, people that adopt, I know there's a lot of good people out there adopting children, and I praise you for that. I'm not even talking about that. This is a dark side of adoption that's happening. It's dark. So who's responsible for these children? And it's not even foster care. This is like actual, like kids that have been adopted out. They decide they don't want them, and they pass them on to somebody else. And it's happening over and over and over. Over and over. And I told y'all that one child, yeah, Tennessee, yeah. And I told you about this one couple that I was reading about, and I don't know, these people should be ashamed of themselves. Ashamed. His ears and feet were too big, so they don't want him anymore. Are you kidding? Ugh, makes me sick. So I started telling y'all about, I'm getting a little bit to where I was. It's sick is right. Sick. So there was a man, Randy Winslow, and a woman, Nicole Easton. They adopted a child, and he went on to be abused and exploited. Hey, lovely dreams. Exploited this little boy that they adopted, and Rent-A-Kid. Yeah, it's horrible. It's appalling. So Randy Winslow, he eventually did get arrested for producing child material. I got to work on my words. Child material, and was sentenced to 20 years. Okay. Well, she received no charges. And so Nicole went on, and she's with this guy, Calvin Easton, and they make this fake child P. Okay. This fake profile for themselves, and really building themselves up. And I've got pictures of the inside of the house too. I'll be uploading this after, okay, y'all, with commentary, so y'all know who is who and all that. So they adopted many children. In an interview, she proudly tells how she punishes children. She smacks them in the mouth. She hits them with a spatula or whatever, hits them with stuff. items. And so much SA was going on in this home. And after everything became exposed, these people were serial pedos. It is. That's exactly my point. This is like children are being trafficked this way, in my opinion. It's like a loophole for the pedophilia community. And I'm not saying all people that get rehomed are going to be that way, but I got a problem with the people that raise their children for like 10 years and then say, oh, I don't want you anymore. What? It's so, yeah, they were serial, both from Illinois. They had rehomed children over and over. They eventually were found guilty of kidnapping children for exploitation. They were going into New York, kidnapping children, bringing them to Illinois, repeatedly abusing them. They would walk around without clothing in front of these kids that just came to live with them. And yes, and it's happening, Tennessee Girl. It's happening. It's real. And you can just go in and you can go on Facebook, type in rehoming children. It'll pop up, I promise. Yeah, you're welcome. When I saw this, I was horrified, and I was like, we all need to know about this. We need to be aware that this is going on. So it's called an underground network, and it's there's pedos that are adopting and abusing our children. Children are disappearing without a trace, and it's as young as 10 months up. And the children that disappear, no one's checking on them. They don't even know they're gone. People don't even know they're disappearing. Several children have died in the care of Calvin and Nicole. Several. There was a little girl, her name was Anna. Her adoptive parents decided they didn't want her anymore, so she ended up somehow over at the Easton's house. And someone had contacted her previous adoptive family and said, because this one woman was like, watching these people for a while. And this is one of the reasons that it kind of got brought to light. And this girl, she said they didn't have a bedroom. She didn't have a bedroom when she got there. She didn't have a bed, and forced to sleep naked with them. I mean, the parents were naked and everything. Of course, they deny that. But anyways, so the adoptive family caught wind of this. He went to the girls' school, and when she saw him, she was so relieved to see him. He took her back home. He shouldn't have gave her up in the first place. She was about 14-ish. They obtained 6 more children through this underground network. Mind you, they're habitual, and they eventually were convicted 40 years each in prison. And, they told this little girl, Anna, when she first got there, she was showing her pictures and telling this girl, sometimes kids have to die. So this little girl, that's her welcoming. That's her welcoming. And thankfully, her previous adoptive parents came and got her. There's no telling what possibly could have happened to her. 40 years is not enough. I think that we have got to have some, we need to start looking at like the death penalty in some of these cases, in my opinion. That may seem harsh, but these people are not going to be cured. They're not going to change. It is not okay. And they get slaps on the wrist many times. They can get arrested and they're out the same day. I think if you're arrested for that, you should have no opportunity for bail. You don't hurt children. Yes. And why wouldn't the death penalty be on the table for our children? People who are hurting our children. Can anyone tell me why that's not? Why is it you get more jail time for drugs or something like that than hurting a child? It's not right. Like I said, 135,000 kids adopted a year. 27,000 dissolve their adoptive status. Okay, 27,000. Let's just say what? Maybe. Hi, Brenda. What if half of them end up in a situation like that? That's a lot of kids being just tossed around as if they're nothing. Ugh. Children aren't disposable. They're not. They're not disposable. They're valuable. They're our future. And you think about all these kids that are going through this, all these children, and after going through all of these horrible conditions, they're turned out into the world and still feeling unloved. And like they're not important, and like they're just a nobody, and like they don't deserve anything. No child should be made to feel like that. They're being passed around and used and abused. When people get tired of them, just on to the next one. Our children are worth more than that. Hi, Jennifer. Our children are worth way more than that. And I'm not lumping every adoptive parent into this. Please be clear. This was just shocking to me, and I was in disbelief. That's why I had to start researching it. And when I found out that this was really going on, I was upset. Upset. And then it's just like an underground network for criminal-minded people to get their hands on children. And how do you raise a child for, like, there's this one girl, her name is Poppy, and she ended up at the Eason's house. Beautiful little girl. And they raised her to 9 years old and turned her over. Did not even tell her that they were doing that. They just simply said, we're going for a ride, dropped her off, and that was it. And she went through horrible abuse. She said that no one should ever have to deal with. She was finally adopted by a good person, thankfully, and saved. But she's already been through it. These people are sick. It's so sick. Were any of you aware that this was going on? I had no idea. It's destroying their lives. They're going to have to deal with this the rest of their life. And they didn't do anything to deserve it. And I don't know how we don't know this. It's been going on. Have you, Sasha? Oh my gosh, Brenda. Oh my gosh. Oh, my heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry. I've said before that that is just like my worst nightmare is something happened to one of my children or grandchildren. I saw that, geez Louise. I looked into that a little bit too. This is just too common and too, how is this accepted in our society? And we wonder why we have so many missing children and the damage that's done to these children is oh, Brenda. Mm, hurts my heart. I'm so sorry. Oh, and for those of us who value the lives of our children and well, any child, to hear something like this is, it's horrible. They just deserve better than this. And our government is failing these children by, how is this legal? How can you just raise a child and then pass them on to somebody else? How is that possible? We'll be praying for you. I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm so sorry my live got screwed up a little while ago. Appreciate y'all hanging with me. Maybe one day I'll be able to do this and not struggle. I just felt like this was important, that we need to know this is happening. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. If we ever are somewhere and we just, something doesn't feel right, even if we're wrong, let's report it. Let's do it. Let's do our little part in the world. Yeah. And it's really bothersome to me that some of the stupidest things get funded. And then we have this going on right now. And we don't even know. I mean, it, uh, and they could take that money that they just waste and try to protect our children. That's not too much to ask. It's not too much to ask. Children are not disposable. Children shouldn't be traded. They need to be nurtured and valued. And our government needs to step up and do some revamping and remodeling. And when I hear stuff like this, it just makes me appreciate Grady Judd even more. And he says, yeah, what if it was their child? What if it was somebody's child high enough up? You better believe something would be done. These kids, just because they don't have a family and they don't have people that are backing them and supporting them, does not mean that they are not important. Really, Amanda? They didn't even check your passport? Wow. That's really freaky. And, and then, you hear accusations of some pretty powerful people into some inappropriate stuff too. I don't know. I don't understand it. Hi, Marie. You caught me at the end. I had some problems with my live, so I had to go to my phone. I don't even know if my computer's working anymore. And don't you think that this is contributing to child trafficking? I do. These poor babies. Yeah, you'll have to go back and listen to it. You might trigger warning though. It's kind of mind blowing. It's really upsetting. Oh. Well, listen, y'all. I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you know that. We just got to keep talking about stuff, and I feel like y'all are like my extended family in a way, and we have to figure this out. I don't even know. Every day I'm just so dumbfounded by everything I see and read and learn. I'm just shocked. Well, I'm going to say goodnight to y'all, try to figure out what happened and contact whoever to find out if I was hacked. But definitely something happened right in the middle of a live. It just went out, and it said it was possibly being hacked. So, Brenda, you're in my prayers. In my prayers. Jennifer, you too. Alaska Bush Mom, I don't know if she made it into this one. You too. All of you. I actually pray for all of you every night. So, y'all have a great night. Enjoy. Oh, was that true? Oh no. Oh no. It's a disturbing world we're living in. Well, listen, lots of appreciation to y'all, and I'll talk to you soon. Good night.